Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us once again on the D-Star01 channel. I'm your host, Dexter Arafiles. You know, it's been quite a while since we got an iteration of Freeza from SH Figuarts. The last version of Freeza was quite a disappointment in my opinion, as Golden Freeza was scaled too small in comparison to other Figuarts figures. So, to those that missed out on the original Freeza about 6 years ago, now's your chance to get him once again and add to your collection. Will he be as good as the original Freeza? Let's find out in this toy review of SH Figuarts Freeza from Dragonball Super. First, I would like to go over some comparisons with the old Freeza and the new Freeza. But just a disclaimer, the old Freeza you are seeing here is a Datong Freeza clone. But he is exactly like the original Freeza, as I used to own him back in 2012 and can vouch that they are almost exactly alike. I had to sell the original Freeza due to some bills I had to pay, as in Janelle's wedding ring. So, let's compare. The most obvious difference is the shading. The first Freeza has really nice shading, and even in the Datong version, you can see that it is done really well. The new Freeza severely lacks that shading and is more pale in comparison. Also, the new Freeza does not come with a rock stand and hurting face to replicate a certain scene from Dragon Ball Z. Besides that, to my surprise, this figure is actually the same figure. All the accessories can be switched out, like the feet for the rock and the hurting head are replaceable, but the shading does not match. So the newer Freeza is a cleaner and wider Freeza. Honestly, I have no problem with that, as he looks really good. The metallic purple, the light shades of blue to contrast his white skin, and overall finish is nicely done and detailed well, and it looks like he jumped right out of the anime. Do I wish he had more shading? Not really. The Datong Freeza has that shading and I actually like the cleaner look of the new Freeza better. But that is just my opinion. Which one do you prefer? More shading or not? Let me know down in the comments down below. Looking at scale, he stands at about 4.5 inches, and here he is next to the SH Figuarts Goku, Marvel Legends Netflix Punisher, and Figma Deadpool. As you can see, he scales really well with other figures from other companies. Looking at articulation, he has an up and down at the ankle, double jointed knee, ball jointed upper leg, 2 ball joints at the midsection, double jointed shoulder for good range of motion, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, ball jointed wrist, 2 joints at the neck, and ball jointed tail, giving a total of about 25 points of articulation, which is standard for SH Figuarts. Two extra heads, 6 extra hands, death beam, and death ball effect pieces, 2 tails, halo, and stand is what you get with this figure. An excellent assortment of accessories and makes this figure quite the value for $55 US. As I mentioned before, if you have the rock and feet from the first release, you can use them to add even more value to this figure. First, let's look at these effect pieces. I love that these come with him, as a lot of the newer releases don't have effect pieces anymore. The death beam fits into the included stand like so, and when posed with the pointing figure, looks really cool. The beam itself has a clear and opaque center to a gradient of red. The death ball is the same color and attaches to his wrist like so. Both effect pieces are nicely detailed and a welcome addition to the overall package. Looking at the interchangeable heads, you get a smirking face, scared face, and yelling face. All are really detailed and easy to change out, as you can see here. Looking at his halo piece, it can only be added to his smirking face head. The smirking face head has the hole for the halo, and sadly the other heads do not have this. Sad, as it would have been cool to have the halo compatible with all the heads. Looking at the tails, he has one that is for casual poses, and the other for choking out victims, as you can see here. The extended tail has a removable end to replicate the scene where it gets cut off. Looking at his cross arms, they can be added to him by removing the arms and adding it to him like so. I always appreciate cross arms as it adds character to Dragon Ball villains. Lastly, you get 6 extra hands for all your favorite poses, and the grippy feet, which honestly I can't find a use for them. In conclusion, the main question that I had while reviewing this figure is, do I really need this figure if I own the original or even the Datong version? Not really is my answer. He is almost exactly the same as the older one and is even missing some accessories. But if you don't have the old one and don't want the Datong version, then this figure is great. I love this figure. He is everything you would need in a Freeza figure, and the only problem I really have with him is his halo effect piece not being able to be put on all his heads. This is a small gripe, as everything else in this figure is great, making him an easy buy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.
Hey you! Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Where? Right here, not there, right here. You. And thanks for watching. So, rate, comment, and subscribe. Right here, right there, right here.